Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? It's time for your August tarot zodiac reading or Tarotscope, where we're going to look into the energies for the collective, but then also for each one of the zodiac signs. Before we get into the actual reading, let me cover something really quickly. If you're interested in purchasing a personal reading for me, you can do so at www.etsy.com/shop/psychicts, and the link is in the description box below as well. All right, let's get into the actual reading. So the way that this is going to work is we're first going to talk about the August energies in general, looking at these cards, and then we're going to break it down by each zodiac sign. And you can listen to this whole video to get your messages for your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising or ascendant sign, and also your Venus sign. And you have access to all the readings in just one video. So let's get into it. All right, so August is going to be a time frame when we enter into Leo season. In the tropical system, we've actually already been in Leo season since the middle of July. And so we're going to be continuing into Leo season and then entering into Virgo season as well. And I see that reflected here in the cards. So we see the Leo season here with the sun, and then we also see Virgo energy here with the Six of Swords, which basically is somebody who feels like they have the weight of the world on their shoulders. They're the ones that have to take care of everybody. The burden is on them. And so the themes and the messages and the lessons for all of us collectively for the August to Virgo transition, or the Leo to Virgo transition, and basically the month of August, is that we need to understand that we are not alone. We may feel like we're alone. We may feel like the burden is on our shoulders, but this is a month where we realize that we don't just have to rely on ourselves. We can rely on others as well, and there are people who do want to step it up. This is also going to be a month where we need to get out of our heads a little bit and stop overanalyzing or overthinking. That again is a lot of Virgo energy right there. We want to get out of our heads, not overthink, and really trust in ourselves and also trust in a higher power. That's going to be something that we're not really aware of throughout this month, but that is definitely a resource that exists for us, is that we can lean on others and we also can lean on spirit. And that's something that will carry us throughout the month if we do keep that in mind. And of course, with the sun energy here, we want to make sure that we're still getting out there, that we're still feeling warm energies, that we're still allowing ourselves to relax and really enjoying that last month of summer, especially if you're in the northern hemisphere, and really just enjoying it. For a lot of people, school starts towards the very end of August or the beginning of September. So enjoy these last few weeks that you have. Make the most of them so that you're fully energized and rejuvenated and living it up, and then ready to get into Virgo season where we study and we start working and building routines, etc. All right, so that is the collective energy, message, lessons, and themes for the month of August. So now let's get into the readings for each of the zodiac signs. All right, starting strong with cards already coming out. So, Aries. Aries, we have the Three of Wands, we have the Hermit, and we have the Queen of Cups. So Aries, during this month, it may be important for you to actually come back in a little bit and start reflecting on the self. This is a time when you do want to get out with the sun, because that is the overall theme of the energy, but this is also a time to really reflect on the self and kind of add in some of that Virgo energy. Not to berate yourself, not to be a perfectionist, but just to see all of the ways in which you have already grown, to shine that sunlight in a reflectful way on all the things that you have accomplished, and to really start setting your goals again. Now, usually we set our goals at the beginning of the calendar year, or maybe for you Aries, if this is your sun sign, you maybe set your goals at the beginning of Aries season, which is also early in the year. But this is a time for you to reevaluate and set new goals and figure out, what do you want next? What do you want to build next? You've already built so much. How can you add to that? Or maybe how can you change course? And what can you build that's going to give you emotional fulfillment, that's going to give you emotional balance? And it's really interesting that the Queen of Cups comes out here, because the Queen of Cups was also there in the overall energy. So how can you create something that actually fulfills you emotionally? And that's what you want to discover during this month, to build, but something that gives you the fulfillment that you are looking for. All right, moving on to Taurus. What messages want to come through for Taurus for August? All right. Ooh. All right. Got some positive energies over here. So Taurus, this is a month where it's time for you to really enjoy and appreciate the things that you already have in your life, because there are a lot of things that have come into fruition for you by this time. And if not, then they're going to come into fruition for you very soon. For some of you, it may have been felt like you've been left out in the cold, but that was maybe a perception that you had and not necessarily the truth. Maybe that's how things felt as you were going through it, but where you are headed, if you're not already there, is the 10 of Cups. And then we have the Ace of Cups. So you're ending a new cycle of joy, happiness, connection, love, family, all of the emotional fulfillment that you're looking for. And now it's time for you to start thinking about, what is my next cup? What is that next thing that I want? I've been through this journey, and what did that awaken in me? What did being put out in the cold, what did being ignored by spirit, or that's how it felt, what did that awaken in me to want to call into my life in this new cycle? So Taurus, you're entering into a new cycle during this time period. Make the most of it, dream big, really feel, what do I really want to experience emotionally in my life going forward in this new cycle, because the world is your oyster. Everything's opening up and you can create whatever it is that you're looking for. All right, moving on to Gemini. What messages want to come through for Gemini this month? All right, Gemini. Okay, so things may have been a little bit difficult for you, Gemini. You may have been dealing with some addictions, or maybe somebody in your life has been dealing with some addictions and you're on the outside looking in. Maybe somebody's been dealing with depression and you've been feeling like you have to walk around on eggshells around them, but that is starting to come to an end, especially with Leo season. If it's you or if it's somebody else, the sun is shining, there's brightness, there's hope again. So you're starting to move away from that energy. Gemini, you are also starting to end a cycle in which you had a lot of burdens placed on your shoulder. Maybe you've been going through a really difficult time lately and you've had a lot of weight on your shoulders. You've had to deal with a lot. Things haven't really been very easy. But that is coming to an end because you are also at the end of a cycle. And now it's time for you as well, just like the Tauruses, it's time for you to start thinking about, what do I want to create in my life? What do I wish for? If I could wish for anything in the world, what would it be? But Gemini, be careful and make sure that whatever it is that you wish for, that it is something that you are excited about truly and not something that somebody else wants for you. And it is something that you're excited enough about to where you will take action. You want to make sure that this isn't just some pie in the sky dream that you think is cool, but you don't actually have the drive to ever accomplish for yourself. You want to make this a dream, a wish that is near and dear to your heart, so close to your heart that you're willing to go after and take the action and go down a new journey. And all journeys have their ups and downs. It should be a wish that is true to you. So don't be afraid to dream big. Don't dream too small. If you dream too small, you're not going to be excited and you're not going to be willing to take the risk to go after it and to deal with those ups and downs. So make sure you're dreaming big enough. Make sure that you're actually excited about it so that you will take the action that's needed even when things are difficult. And if you do that, this is a wish that you can have. All right. Moving on to Cancers. All right, Cancers. What messages want to come through for you, Cancers, for August? Cancers, maybe during Cancer season, which has been leading up into Leo season, maybe things were a little bit difficult for you. Maybe you're having to deal with a lot of emotional feelings, a lot of things coming up, a lot of things that maybe you have not been addressing maybe for a year, and you're looking back and thinking, oh my goodness, I didn't address it for a year, here I am, and maybe you're feeling guilty, or maybe you're beating yourself up for not handling things sooner or when you could have. Don't worry, Cancer. Whatever you didn't handle, you can handle now. The best time maybe was then, but the second best time is now. And I feel like, Cancer, you've actually already been doing that. The sun is starting to shine. The weight of Cancer season is starting to lift for you. Maybe for you, Cancer season feels heavier because it is your sign, and so you feel it even more. It's starting to lift. There is some emotional fulfillment that you can have, but it feels like you're giving up on something that you really wanted, thinking I can't have it, or I need to work on what's going on now and not think about my dreams. I have enough on my plate. But Cancer, make sure that on some level you are still thinking or feeling about the things that you really want to bring into your life. Don't forget about them. Don't let them go. Otherwise, a year from now, you'll look back again and think, oh, I had these dreams and I was so focused on what was in front of my face instead of thinking long term about the things that I want. So it's important, Cancer, that you have balance between dealing with what's in front of your face, but also remembering to keep in mind the longer term strategic plan of what you would like to bring into your life, what your vision is, what you'd like to have, what would bring you joy. Six of Swords is showing up for you again. Remember that you are not alone. Cancer, you probably feel like you're alone, having to take care of things all by yourself, but there are people that can help you, that want to help you, but you do need to learn to ask. You really have to learn to ask. And when you receive the answer, you need to learn to accept the answer. Don't allow ego to come up and be like, yeah, I already knew that. Or yeah, when pigs fly. Listen to it, because if you're asking the question, then the answer is something that is important to you and that does resonate with you on some level. Even if it was the worst advice, there's something in that advice that you do need to take away, some lesson, some understanding that will serve you. You don't have to listen to the advice, but you do need to take the lesson and at least absorb the message that's coming to you. What kinds of advice are you attracting into your life? But there are people that can help you. You're not in this alone. So be sure to ask and be sure to listen, Cancer. Make sure that you're listening to the guidance that you get. And if you do that, you will start not only feeling the sun on your back, on your face, but actually experiencing the sun's energy in your actual life in terms of manifestations. All right, moving on to Leo. Leo, this is your season. What messages want to come up for Leos? All right, Leos, this is your time, Leo. You are in your power, King of Swords. You're looking out at the world, trying to determine, how do I make this the best year ever? New year, new me, new birthday, new me. I can dream anything. I can make anything happen. So you're definitely in your power right now. You're definitely believing in yourself right now. You definitely, there's no self-doubt right now. And if there is, you're letting that fall to the wayside and you are focusing on you. And that is exactly what you should be doing, Leo. You can achieve anything that you want if you haven't already, although it looks like you have with the Ten of Pentacles. You've achieved your whole life vision and you may be wondering, but now what? I have everything, but now what? Could life even get any better? Should I be wishing for more? I have everything I want. Should I even ask for more? Leo, only ask for more if you want more. And if you need more and there is more and you don't want more, don't you worry. The universe is going to give you more and it will just come to you. You will be that magnet that attracts it into your life. If you are excited about bringing in more, you have the Nine of Pentacles. You have the energy, the drive, the interest, the mind to be able to bring in more of these pentacles. So if there is more that you want, there is more that you can have. All you have to do is go after it. Think about it, ask for it, and also allow it to come to you, because you are definitely in an energy where you can manifest things into your life. You don't have to work so hard right now. All right. Next up is Virgo. Virgo, this is also your season. What messages do we have for our lovely, lovely Virgos? Let's see. All right, Virgos, you may be feeling a little bit anxious right now. Your birthday's coming up and you wonder, I don't know that I've really lived this year to be my best year so far, at least since 2023 started, or this particular calendar year, depending on when you're listening to this. These readings are timeless, but you may be feeling like, man, I made a lot of mistakes already that I wish I could take back. I wish I could do things differently, but I can't. And don't let your perfectionistic tendencies, Virgo, get in the way. Let the bygones be the bygones, because even in those mistakes, you've learned a lot. So what have you learned Virgo, you love to learn, you love to analyze, you love to grow. So what have you learned? You love doing your shadow work? That's great. Go down to the depths, but make sure you come out with a lesson, with something that you can take forward with you, because the past, even if it didn't go our way, gives us something, gives us a gift that we can take forward with us. Make sure that you are accepting that gift, Virgo. Don't look at the past and only see the clouds, see the silver lining. It's okay to see the silver lining. Sometimes people think, well, you're not being realistic. Notice the clouds, that's being realistic. But you can notice the clouds and see the benefits and take the lessons and use that to improve yourself and up-level yourself and leave old cycles. And therefore you're being realistic and you're actually using that information to serve you. If you do that, Virgo, Queen of Pentacles, I also kind of am associating this energy with you. So you will come into your full power, Virgo, if you listen to this guidance. And you can do that by the end of August is what I feel. So Virgo, coming into your power, but you got to focus on the lessons you've learned and what you have gained and not on what you have lost. All right. Next will be Libra. Let me just shuffle this deck. Two more shuffles. All right, lovely, lovely, harmonious Libras. What wants to come through for you for August? What do you need to know? What are Libra's messages? Here we go. All right, Libra. Aha, are you stuck in a decision, Libra? Do you feel like you're at a crossroads? Are you trying to make a decision between two different things, two different people, two different paths? Remember that you can create anything that you want, and you need to remember that it's never either or. It's always this and. It's always add. It's never one or the other. So between these two things, is there a way to combine these two paths into something that can be unified? Is there a way to do both of those things? If you think, well, that would be a lot of work on my shoulders, I don't think that I could handle it, trust yourself, Libra. This might be the time where you do need to put in a little bit more effort and work to be able to build. You don't want to stay in this Two of Wands energy of just dreaming. You want to make sure that you're actually taking action on your dreams and not getting stuck in the Two of Swords where you're in analysis paralysis. You want to make sure that you are moving forward, but that you're moving forward strongly, that you're taking forth the ideas that you're getting and you're turning them into tangible things. So Libra, this might be a time period where you should put in a little bit more effort. So get out of your head. Know that there probably is a way where you can add things together, or if you must pick one option, there will be a way where you can do the other option at some other point in your life. So however this applies, just make sure that you are not staying in fantasy land. You're not just dreaming, you're not just visioning, that you're actually taking action that will make that vision tangible. All right. Next we have Scorpio. Scorpios. What messages want to come through for Scorpios for August? Lovely, mysterious Scorpios. All right, Scorpio, how are you trapping yourself right now? How are you trapping yourself right now, Scorpio? How are you getting way too much in your head? How are you feeling a little bit too much? You know what? Just because you've been hurt, just because you feel sad does not mean that you necessarily should hold on to those things. It's time for you to let go of whatever it is that is tripping you up. It's not worth holding on to. Decide that you're going to look at things anew, look at them fresh. You need a perspective change. You need to cut the past from the future. You need to cut the past from the present. That doesn't mean that you need to cut out a person. It doesn't mean that you need to cut out a job. What it means is you need to do this mentally. So if there is somebody who didn't really treat you well before, but you're seeing some changes, don't hold on to how they used to treat you. Start seeing them as how they are currently treating you and use that as your objective, as your measure. Don't use the past. Everybody's changing, everybody's growing, everybody's transforming. You, Scorpio of all people, should know that the best. So just like you can transform, so can they. Maybe not as great as you, maybe not as quickly as you, but everybody has the ability to transform. So don't keep yourself stuck focusing on how things used to be and thinking that that's how things are and how they're going to be. Assess things, have good judgment. The Karma card here represents judgment in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So have good judgment, right? Don't judge based off of the past, judge based off of the future, and also start thinking about the things that you want. If you keep seeing things from the lens that it used to be, and you're not seeing things from the lens of all that things could be, from the potential, you'll always get stuck here. You need to start thinking from a mentality of success. So anytime there's maybe a project or a person and you think, things will never work out here, ask instead, how could this work out? What could be done to make this better? What could be done to make this work out? How could I find a solution? And therefore, you are thinking about things from the lens of success, of solutions, and not from the lens of this is destined to fail. And when you start thinking of things from success, you start shifting and moving your ship in that direction, moving your feet in that direction. And you start getting ideas that satisfy that direction. And then that becomes your actual tangible future. So Scorpio, judgment is going to be calling you. It's going to be showing its head. It's going to be letting you know where your mind's actually been. So this is definitely a month to start making that shift so that you can start seeing all the good things that are ready to come for you. All right. Next we have Sagittarius. All right, my lovely Saggies, my adventurous Saggies, what messages want to come through for you for August? Here we go. All right, Sagittarius. Okay, are you getting a little bit too caught up in your dark side, your shadow side? This represents the devil in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So in what ways are you maybe dealing with depression? In what ways are you dealing with addiction or almost slipping into habits that maybe you've tried to let go of and have been good at but are starting to slip back into? What ways are you looking at things from a negative light when you could choose to look at them from a positive light? What negative thoughts are shackling you to an old story that is keeping this wheel from turning? The wheel definitely wants to turn. It wants to turn in your favor, but you do have to do the mental work that is required of that. You may also receive a very pleasant surprise or offer that will come into your life. But if you're stuck in this mentality of thinking that all things are negative and things aren't going to work out and just seeing the shadow sides of everything, when this opportunity comes around, you're not really going to be able to appreciate it. You're not going to see it as a thing that's turning the wheel for you. You're not going to see it as that first step to all the good that wants to come. So definitely get out of this mindset, Sagittarius, so you can appreciate all the good that's coming so you can bring even more of that, because otherwise you're going to miss out on really enjoying what is here. It will still come, but you won't really be able to go all in and embrace it and like fully enjoy it. And that's the name of the game here, Sagittarius, is we want to enjoy life to the best of our ability. We have down times and highs. You might as well enjoy the high times if we're going to have down times, right? So that is your message, Sagittarius. All right. All right. Capricorn. My strong Capricorns. What messages want to come through for you for this month? Capricorn. All right, here we go. All right, Capricorn. So first card that came out was the Empress. So you are definitely in some kind of nurturing energy, building energy, creation energy, definitely starting to come back into your power. Maybe you felt like you've lost your power recently, but look at these cards. So the Magician, you're definitely coming back into your power. You're starting to get more grounded. You're starting to remember that you're able to create your own reality. You don't have to listen to the whims of the universe or the whims of the cosmos or the whims of whatever flows are happening around you, that you get to be the Empress. You get to be in your power. You get to create whatever it is that you want to create, and you can make something really tangible from whatever comes in your imagination. You may have been dealing with a lot of stress, feeling like maybe some people have been attacking you, or you've had to be on your guard lately, that just things just somehow keep coming your way and you've been having to deal it, fight fires, but that time is starting to be over. And I was going to call you Empress. That time is about to be over, Capricorn, because now you are the Empress. You are an Empress energy. You don't have to deal with that kind of thing anymore. You've already elevated. You've already accomplished all that. You've already moved up to where you get to sit in this energy and allow things to start coming to you. You will need to still continue to create. You definitely need to work on your mindset, Capricorn. You've lost a sense of belief in yourself, that you are able to create, that you are as capable as you actually really are. So you will need to cultivate that kind of mindset. But remember to cultivate the mindset that you are capable, you can do whatever you set your mind to, and then also remember that you are able to create things, and that some of those things that you want to create will require a little bit of action on your part, but you can handle it all. You are the master planner and the master completer, so step back into that energy and that power. All right, Capricorn, that was your reading for August. Moving on to Aquarius. All right, intelligent Aquarius. What messages want to come through for you, Aquarius, for August? Let's take a look at the energies. All right, Aquarius, you may have started to really connect with yourself, your intuition. You may start feeling a lot more aligned during this month, or maybe that's something that you've been working on. If you have been working on it, it is definitely working. It is showing up in the energy. You are starting to move forward. Maybe in the past you felt like your energy was very split and you'd move forward, but you wouldn't really get very far, or the results wouldn't really pan out for you. But they are going to start panning out for you as you continue to align yourself, co-create with yourself, with spirit, with your intuition, whatever it is that you resonate with. Maybe you don't even resonate with any of that, but working with your subconscious, let's say. So you're definitely starting to align, to calm down, to be very focused, to be very grounded, but also have a lot of movement forward, a lot of energy forward. Make sure, Aquarius, that you do not get into competitive mode, that you do not look at others and what they are doing. What they are doing does not matter. You'll be very successful, but only if you focus on yourself. If you start looking at what other people are doing, you're going to start thinking, should I be doing that? Am I not doing enough? Can I compete with that? And the answer is none of that matters. You focus on what you got to do, Aquarius. You're very aligned with your soul and your soul's mission right now. So anything anybody else is doing is their soul's mission and not yours. So you focus on you. You let go of the competition. You let go of what's going out there. You let go of the comparison. Just don't even let that enter your mind space right now. There is a time when you do want to assess competition, especially if you are in business or working in corporate, and that is an important part of strategy and being able to be successful. But there's a time and place for everything, Aquarius. This is not that time. So Aquarius, you're moving in the right direction. Keep doing what you're doing, and you will find that the path starts opening up for you, so long as you also do not focus on what others are doing. All right, Pisces, it is time for your reading. Last but not least, lovely, dreamy Pisces. What messages want to come through for Pisces for this month? Ooh, Pisces. All right, very nice. So you may have already started to accomplish your perfect picture of the life that you've always dreamed for yourself. And if not, then you know that you're very close and there's only a very small puzzle piece that's missing, and you're going to achieve it probably by the end of this year, or at least by the end of the next 12 months. So Pisces, you're definitely well on your way. You're starting to think, should I have wanted all of these things? Should I be letting in all the people in my life that I'm keeping in my life? Should I be being friends with everybody that I'm currently friends with? Or do I need to start learning to set my boundaries and learning to have standards or change my standards? Am I being too open with others? Pisces, this is an answer that will come to you. It'll be different for every single Pisces, but just know that if they have been along with you on this journey and you have allowed it, it is for a reason. Do not beat yourself up for it. If you want to let them go going forward, that is perfectly fine as well. Just don't beat yourself up for them being in your life right now, because if you made that choice, they served some kind of soul purpose and probably had some play into you building this perfect life that you currently have, whether you understand the connection of that or not. So make sure that however you choose to proceed forward, that you still think really well of yourself, Pisces, because that is what you deserve and that is the truth. You may also have some kind of offer coming into your life in the near term. So if you are currently single, then that will be the offer of love. And maybe that's the missing puzzle piece that is actually small, because maybe you're expecting this, or maybe you just knew that that was a piece that was going to fit in. If you're currently in a relationship, then this Knight of Cups might not be a person that's coming into your life, because you're already in a relationship. And I feel like if you're in a relationship, Pisces, and that relationship is probably a pretty good one, it's a stable one, it's one that can be lasting and one that grounds you. And Pisces, you do need your grounding. So if you are currently in a relationship, Pisces, then I feel like this is really more like Knight of Pentacles energy for you, actually, in which you may get a new offer coming in or a business proposition coming in. You don't necessarily have to take it. If it's a business proposition, you may think, and when it comes to me, think, I don't really like that proposition, or really, this is what came from me. You don't have to take it. You just need to know that something is coming your way. And it's okay to say no. It is okay to say no this month, Pisces. You do not have to say yes to everybody. You do not have to say yes to everything. It is okay if you say no. It's okay if people are upset about it. That's on them. So this is definitely a month, Pisces, where you need to learn that you can have all the things that you want, and it is okay to say no to what wants to come into your life. All right, Pisces, that was your reading. That was all of the collective messages for everybody. So just remember that you can listen to your sun, moon, rising, and even your Venus sign in this reading. And that way, if you listen to at least 3 of them, you will have 9 cards, a 9-card reading that just happened for you in this one video that gives you a bit more of a personalized reading for you, still in a general sense. So with that, again, if you're interested in purchasing a personal reading from me, a truly personalized and customized reading from me, you can do so by finding me in my Etsy shop at www.etsy.com/shop/psychicts. And you can also find me at my personal website, which is www.spiritualactivationacademy.com. I hope you guys all have a wonderful